Well, I'd say it's exciting to make money. I don't care if it's
No,
NVIDIA or if it's MSI, or I don't care what stock it is, as long as it's I mean, Coca-Cola is making money. You could look at
no.
that. It's a 52-week high. It's kind of a no-brainer. There's these stocks out there that are just, very boring, but they are going up. So,
I mean, I guess what I
yeah.
meant exciting is everyone loves NVIDIA. They want to talk about it at a cocktail party. I own NVIDIA. You know, I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think I've owned NVIDIA for more than 2 days in my lifetime. So
Yep.
You guys are, come on.
breaking your heart. But Paul's done really good trading. He's gotten in, in the platinum channel, and he's helping out a lot, and he's done a lot of good trades. He's learned a lot. He's made the system his own, like we want him to, that fits his risk profile, and situation, and he has a system that he does, but it's all on technicals. He watches the charts now, and he's a believer, and he's done really well. So good job. I can always tell because he says I went out to dinner, and every time he makes money, he goes out to dinner. So it just well,
Yeah.
I worry about his potential weight gain, but other than that,
My
he's
weight
doing
gain is
great.
going up. If
Yeah,
I make
yeah.
$1,000 in one day, we're out to dinner.
There you
But
go.
I haven't gone out to dinner for a few weeks now. But
Okay.
needless to say, I'm usually positive. Um, but it's all due to the training. I'm going to say I certainly lose a lot less on a trade and never married or bring my emotion into a stock. And I'm going to sell it as soon as it gives me sideways or any of the oscillators start pushing back. But the stocks that we pick up and have interests in the charts that don't lie, they have been very honest and say, okay, you could stay in and you'll probably go up, and it does go up, but I'm ready to pull out at any time. It does take work, but it's a lot of fun.
Yep.
Are
But thank you
these,
for teaching.
Well, thank you
Paul,
for thank you for helping, and I'm glad you're making money because that's what it's all about.
Mhm.
are these stocks that Mark points you to every Monday, or how do you, what's your process?
It's not too dissimilar than Mark's. Mark looks for stocks that are good stocks, but they've been beaten down a bit. And then all of a sudden, more money is going to start going into that stock, and the oscillators and the price action is telling you that. So there's very low risk in that stock is just bouncing back, has support and has resistance, and you have a window to trade that stock. That's easy peasy. What I tend to do is look at the 52-week high stocks, and the ones that have a trend that are going up and the oscillators are green, I trickle into those stocks. Maybe Mark, you can share MSI.
Yeah.
I've been in that stock, in and out of it 3 times, and I complain, but Mark correct me all the time. He says, listen, did you make money? And I said, absolutely I did, but I'm sorry I got out, but I'm in it for the 3rd time now. So MSI. So
Yeah.
there's
That's
plenty of
cool.
stocks that I look at that are of this nature. So why are you going to be in NVIDIA when you can be in something like Motorola?
Because it's drama, Paul. Come on.
You see the
What is,
Bollinger Bands are widening. It's
Yeah.
the stock
Paul,
just sits over
Paul,
the 9. Sorry.
Paul,
Yep.
the first color TV I bought was a Motorola. It had tubes in it. What are they doing now?
I don't know exactly what they're doing, but I tell
We
you the
don't we
price
don't we
action.
don't ask those questions in swing trading. We just look at charts, Kerry.
I look at charts, and that chart will tell me when to sell. So I've heard of Motorola. I know they're in the electronic sector.
It's like Berkshire, same thing in Berkshire.
I mean, I know
What other one were you looking at?
Coca-Cola. How are you going to go? We know what Coca-Cola is, KO.
Yeah.
How could you not be in that? And this
And,
chart will
and we
tell you to get out. It will tell you when to get out.
in the system, if you follow my trading guidelines and to the T, you would have gotten into Coca-Cola right here. Okay, and that would have been at 63.70. And we're currently closed at 72.47. Unfortunately, I did not do that, but if I would be disciplined, I would have done that.
So pull that over again. Let's stay on that.
All right, hold on.
Now you pull that over so we can see where you said you would have gotten in.
Right.
Okay.
So right here, we're above
Okay.
the 9.
Now, what would have told you to get in?
Actually, I would have got in right here.
Okay,
Well, I have a trading guideline. My trading guideline says I want to be at least one candle above the short-term 9. I
okay,
also have a trading guideline that says I want to be positive on my MACD, which I was not here. See, we were at
right.
but the next day it went over. So I was positive on my MACD. I was positive on all my oscillators are green, and I'm above the 9. Okay, and then you just write it, and it never had a full candle close below the 9. Okay, we came close here on the MACD where you could have gotten out if you wanted to, but you're still above the 9, technically speaking. Not you didn't get closed out, and you'd still be in. So it just depends how much risk you want to put to it. I probably, because I'm risk averse, I would have probably gotten out here. Okay, but if you followed it to a T, like you'd still be in it.
Well, I bought that this week. This week I bought it. So I've only been in the X number of days. Today, Mark and I were chatting during the Zoom call, and I mentioned, look at GEV. That's General Electric Healthcare. Well, not healthcare. It's another sector within General Electric. And when I started talking, I said, look at this Bollinger Band. It's just widening, and there's so much strength here. I said, I'm going to buy a little bit. What the hell? Now, this was what, it was 3 o'clock when we had our call. Now, will this go down?
11:30.
Maybe 11:30. Will it go down? Maybe. But look how much support. There's 2 candles right over the 9. I said, if it bounces at the 9, okay. But there's so much buying, and this MACD just kicked right up. The Scholastic's up. There's so much strength in this. I'm saying there's very little chance I'll be out of it if it starts twisting. So it's easy peasy. And this is a 52-week high.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
that
it's
makes
not
sense.
it's not as easy peasy, but you got your system going, and you've taken your emotion out of it, and you follow your system now, and that's what makes it easy, because you don't have to fight with, as Kerry says, that other little voice in your head that screws up your system.
So
Yeah.
what led you to GEV?
GEV is a spinoff of GE.
Okay.
I'm fairly sure that
But again, you don't know what they do. What happened, or where do you go to find these stocks?
I go to.
What he's doing, Kerry, he's playing the momentum of the upside. He's found
Yeah.
Yeah. Momentum stocks that are at 52-week highs and moving higher. And then he goes and he looks at the oscillators to say, okay, what are the oscillators telling me? And if they're all green, he says, I'm going to go until I see one of those turn, basically. Is that right, Paul?
Yeah, I would say also trend is your friend. I mean, you could look at a chart and you could say, well, you know, I'll give you, for instance, in CTRE, but if you'd be kind enough.
What is it? CETRE?
Cat, CT, cat, tree, rental, and E as in Edward. So this one is something that I found maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So I said, geez, look at this thing, the way it behaves after earnings. And alongside with this chart, I put also the way the stock market is behaving, specifically the S&P. So if this stock happens to go down the same day that the S&P is going down, so be it. I mean, the market's getting hammered. Why wouldn't this stocks get hammered? But many times you find a stock that just bucks the system, goes up anyways. Like that MSI, not to go through it, but he can put the compare, and he could put the Dow Jones. You compare this against anything you'd like. I like to compare it against the S&P. So if I see the S&P had gone down and this goes down, then that's kind of a excuse why you might see a red candle.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got out of this because sideways action. So happiness for, I don't know, 2 weeks there, but the last 3 days sideways action. So I'm done.
And not only that, it's hitting my green line of death
And
3 days in a row.
I wouldn't want Mark to yell at me because
That's true. The green line of death or the blue line of happiness. So, but this is my strongest indicator, is this green line of death for the most part. And if I get to that, like Paul saw the sideways movement, which, it's consolidation. Look at the MACD starting to roll just a tad. You can see it in the histogram. And it just depends on your risk tolerance. Do you have to get out there? No. but might be greedy.